Welcome in, guys. Today we are playing This Is Not Your House. It is a choose-your-own-adventure style horror game with some interesting graphics here. So let's take a look. Roger always knew if he were attacked, it would happen on the walk from his car to his home. So he readied his house key before stepping out of the vehicle, keeping it ready as he walked to the trunk of his car. He hangs his groceries from his wrists, keeping his fingers free to open the front door without fumbling. As Roger makes his way to the porch, his eyes start darting between the house's corners. He'd read about a young woman being ambushed in her driveway the week before. He tries to put it out of his mind, by counting how many steps it takes him to reach the front door. But he can't stop listening for the sound of someone rushing toward him. There is a gentle breeze and the white noise of distant traffic. Roger assures himself he is right to remain vigilant. It only takes a split second for someone to get the drop on you. Steady with the key now. Smooth is fast. Roger's key slides in on the first try. It won't turn. Roger moves his key and inspects it. It's engraved with a large H, definitely the correct key. Roger tries the key again. Locked, jammed, broken maybe? Roger takes a step away from the door and scans the area for suspicious persons. He sees no one. We are really paranoid. He releases his grasp on the key and leaves it in the lock. Well, that seems like a terrible idea, to leave your house key there. He drops his grocery bags on the porch. He tries furiously to turn. Okay, I thought he was just like walking away. He tries furiously to turn, pull, and push on the key and door handle every which way, without success. Roger hears something inside. A shadow passes by the window. Do we live alone at home? It looks like someone's silhouette through the curtain. Roger pounds on the door. Open up this instant. The police are en route. The door unlocks from the inside. Homeowner, can I help you? You can start by getting out of my house. This house does not belong to you. Check the deed, lady. A deed is only a piece of paper. One that proves this house is my property. Personal property is a social construct, says the homeowner. Those who inhabit a space own it. Take my house back. It's my house. I have a rotisserie chicken cooling off out here. I'll be eating it in my dining room before it's room temperature. The homeowner attempts to shut the door on Roger. Roger swiftly jams his foot between the door and its frame. He presses his face into the gap his foot provides. I don't think you heard me. Roger shoulders the door wide open. The homeowner stumbles back into the kitchen. You forgot your chicken. Stand your ground. I'll get it when you're gone. Oh, that's a weird... Be sure not to leave too often, Roger. What's that supposed to mean? I have a habit of roosting in unintended spaces. Roger hears a car start up right outside. He looks out the window to see what's going on. The homeowner waves from the driver's seat of his car and disappears down the road. It can't be. Roger whirls around. The homeowner is no longer in the kitchen. He proceeds to clear the house, room by room, until he's sure she's gone. Roger spent the next few days gathering up every trace of the homeowner's presence and passed it on to the authorities. Doilies, table runners, oil drape runners, candles. It seemed like she'd lived there for years, leaving things in odd places only someone familiar with the space would. It took Roger an additional half day just to rearrange the furniture. Thankfully, she hadn't moved in her own. Then there was nothing left for Roger to do except his grocery shopping. So this woman's like haunting. We have a haunting going on. Our house is in trouble. He decided to have his groceries delivered by a boy from the neighborhood for a while. Oh, and not leave his house because of the lady. He didn't want to leave the house alone. He started to feel silly about it after a few weeks passed. Police couldn't locate his missing car. He bought a junker so he could handle his errands around town. Roger didn't notice the walk from his car to his house anymore. The only thing that worried him is whether or not he could turn his key when he got home. A shadow passes by the window. End credit. Oh, this is like one of the endings. Well, let's see if we can get some other endings. Personal property is a social construct. Those who inhabit a space own it. What happens if we let her have the house? Keep the house. I'll take my car and head down to the station. Which car is that? The one I pulled up in. I didn't notice. The only one sitting in the driveway. But, sir, that's my car. What in the hell? Roger turned just in time to see the car he calls its own reversing into the street. She took our car again. He sees the homeowner away from him from the driver's seat and disappeared down the road. Here, let me help you with that. Roger tries to run after his car, but the homeowner grabs hold of his shirt. She slips it off with one deft sweep. Roger spins around, trying to grab a hold of his button down. He feels goosebumps forming on his arms as his nipples harden. That is quite the description. Give me my shirt back. No need for these either. The homeowner grabs the hem of Roger's pants and yanks backward, knocking Roger flat on his back. The homeowner quickly slides off his pants and the remaining articles on his person. This is turning into a questionable situation right now. Roger lies dazed with his head pounding from the collision with the porch. Roger wraps his arms around his head and groans. The homeowner glides into the house, slamming the door behind her. Roger pulls himself to his feet. He cups his genitals in his hands and tries to keep warm. He shakes from the cold. What is happening right now? Seek shelter. With no immediate means of retaking his house, Roger thinks it's best to find somewhere to rest. We're probably gonna die. He takes off into the woods in search of shelter from the elements. Roger finds a grove just before dark. I didn't know we were gonna end up naked. Naked and afraid. At its center stands an immense hollow tree. Roger crawls inside and huddles against its bark for warmth. It protects him from the biting wind outside. As he settles into a comfortable position, his breath slows and he drifts off to sleep. He wakes the next morning to terrible hunger pangs. He crawls out of the tree and onto the dewy forest floor. He scrounges around looking for food. He happens upon a large growth of mushrooms. Why are we outside eating mushrooms? Eat the mushrooms. Roger consumes the mushrooms with a desperate ferocity. They have a bitter taste, but Roger's hunger allows him to chew through it. As his belly fills with the mushrooms, he starts to feel ill. Oh, yep, this took a turn. It's like that, what's the movie where the guy goes off in the van and he's like based on a real guy? That's what this is reminding me of. His head begins to spin. His manner of thought shifts and becomes fluid. Roger sees the world around him as a part of him. This music. Or he, as a part of it. A very small part. A moat. The homeowners was right, in part. Personal property is a construct. But habitation is not means of ownership. He did not own the immense tree anymore after sleeping in it than he did before knowing of it. The moat merely landed on the tree. In the morning, he came upon some mushrooms and began thinking of the world before itself. It surrendered itself to the soil, to the cool damp, to the network, forsaking hunger, forsaking words like, Roger, I'm returning home. End credits. You die by becoming part of the fungal network. As the achievement I just got. God, okay. I need to know more. What if we take the house back? I have but then do like something else with the rotisserie chicken. I have a rotisserie chicken cooling off out here. I'll be eating it in my dining room before it's room temperature. The homeowner attempts to shut the door on Roger. Roger swiftly jams his foot between the door and its frame. He presses his face into the gap his foot provides. I don't think you heard me. Roger shoulders the door wide open. The homeowner stumbles back into the kitchen. You forgot your chicken. Get the chicken. Roger turns around to collect his groceries. He sees someone analogous to the homeowner devouring his rotisserie chicken. The homeowner behind Roger grabs a paring knife. The homeowner clamps a hand over Roger's mouth and shoves the blade into his back. Oh god, every decision I've made so far gets worse. Oh. Roger tries to bite the homeowner and break free. Her hand remains firmly clamped over his mouth. He can taste the tang of her blood with an unexpected acidity. The homeowner gently lowers Roger to the floor. Roger tries to get up but grows weaker as blood pumps around his heart and out his back. The homeowner keeps him pinned to the floor and presses down to strain his breathing. Roger grows tired and slips away into a calm and reassuring dark. The homeowner's analog grabs the grocery bags and carries them inside. It sets the bags on the floor and steals a glance at Roger. We have plenty to eat tonight. There may even be enough to store in the freezer. We'll need to dress and quarter it first to see what. Oh God, no. To see what there is. Now close the door. I won't tolerate a draft. The homeowner's analog grabs the door and throws it shut. The goings on of the house, safeguarded from the eyes of prying neighbors by a door and some drapes. End credits. We were eaten! Oh my God, what was that achievement? I must know. I never got my chicken! Apparently there's like 10 different endings to this game. It's a very, it's very unique. Let me know what you guys think of this game down below. We did get 3 different endings, but apparently, like I said, you can get 10 of them. If you want to try out this game yourself and see if you can get all 10 endings, I'll have some information in the description below as well. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!